We've created an amazing day for our veterans, and we have over 20 companies from around the world that are going to be gifting the veterans and their families with amazing fashion, beauty, skincare, and lifestyle products.
I remember just telling my driver to take a right-hand turn. And as soon as he makes that right-hand turn, I immediately see the brightest flash of light I've ever seen. And my ears start to ring. And as the vehicle starts to fill with smoke, and everybody's yelling from inside the vehicle, but I can't really make out what anybody's saying. What was later explained to me is when we made that right-hand turn, an insurgent was waiting to start an ambush, and he was going to fire a rocket-propelled grenade, which he did. It went through the firewall of my vehicle, went through my arm, went through Dawn's arm. It exploded behind her, which sent shrapnel to the back of my seat, and that last area of my liver. And I inhaled when the rocket exploded, which severely damaged my lungs. And because of the severity of my injuries, I was placed in a medically induced coma. And I awoke 2 months later at Walter Reed Army Medical Center. The entire time that I had been in Iraq, I don't remember being scared once. It's act and react in accordance to your training. But when I woke up at Walter Reed with all these tubes coming out of everywhere, not being able to walk or talk or sit up or do anything for myself, that was the very first time I was scared. Because I had no idea what the future was going to hold for me. I thought my life was over. And the way that I was at that time, I didn't want to live. Thankfully, a year before that, around a year before that, an organization was born called Wounded Warrior Project. And the way they were born is they dropped off backpacks at Walter Reed Army Medical Center with hygiene items and clothing, because when you get severely injured, they cut all your clothes off, and you come back to the States, you have nothing. So the idea was to give them something. So there I am about a year later, getting one of these backpacks with a promise. From that moment forward, whatever I needed, or whatever my family needed, all I had to do was ask. I had no idea what that even meant. All I knew was that I had a hard road in front of me. So for 5 months, I had to learn how to walk again and talk again. and live with one arm. So when I became an outpatient, they came back and they said, how would you like to try something you've never tried before? We take warriors skiing. And so I go, and I'm met on the mountain by a Vietnam veteran who had lost both his arms, recovering a mine. And by the fourth day, as I'm making these S-turns down the hill with him, I smiled for the first time in a very long time, because I realized that my life had changed forever, but it wasn't over yet. Those warriors, they chose to serve their country. And today, you chose to serve them. And that says a lot about you. It says a lot about our country. It means that there's hope for the warriors that are returning. And long gone are the days when someone will ever be ashamed of serving their country again. As we work to honor and empower our wounded warriors, I am very grateful. I regret nothing, much like there was a warrior just back here talking about 22 years of service that he did for his country, and how proud he is, and how he doesn't regret a thing, and he wouldn't change a thing. And that's the mentality that we want our warriors to have, to never regret what they've done for their nation, although they sacrifice a lot. Freedom is worth all that.
Well, I mean, I think one of the most important things that they could take away from this is that they're not forgotten, and that people care about them and support them, and Yeah, I think that's the most important thing is to know that people at home are still thinking about them even when they come back.
Well, I think so many Americans want to do whatever they can in the ways that are right. Some people are in local communities and know warriors who have come back, and they do what they can there. But I don't have a personal relationship with anyone like that. So when I was invited, I thought, what a great idea.
Well, I mean, first off, I actually served in the Marine Corps before I came to Hollywood and started and doing my show. And it's always been something that's important to me to always support the veterans and to come out and do whatever it is that I can. Me being a veteran and also me just being a proud American. And I think it's really important for Hollywood to come out and support the veterans, So if we can give back by coming and hanging out and just, uplifting somebody and just being around, it means a lot, so.
Well, this is my brother. He actually served in Afghanistan, so it just kind of touches close to home, and I don't know, it's just something I wanted to support, so.
It feels good. It's my first one, and I think it's awesome how people can come together like this and support us, and I think it shows a lot of good support for the troops and kind of a morale booster for everybody. So.
Oh my gosh, I want to come anytime Wounded Warrior is around. They mean a lot to me. My fiance is overseas right now, and even before then, I was running for the Wounded Warrior. I'd run marathons, so I like to contribute in any way I can. We can't do anything, but anything compared to them. But it's nice to tell them thank you, so I love doing it.
This is our boys coming home, and I call them boys because that just makes me want to hold them all and take care of them,
I was here for the last event, and it was amazing. I mean, I just was so happy to be a part of an event that's giving back to those who are doing so much for all of us, and I think it's great that we can let them have a special day like this and just show them how much we appreciate it.
It's just an honor to be here. I couldn't even imagine not coming. It's just an awesome program that's been a part of it. Once I got a chance to really read how much they do and how it started off with just backpacks, and now 10 years later, it's like grown into such an amazing, amazing thing for vets. It's amazing to be here.
Having had two brothers in the military, it opened my eyes to what it's like to actually worry about somebody that you know and love that's fighting for our country. So it was a big eye-opener for our whole family and has changed us. And so now I feel like I know what it feels like to worry about the safety of my family member or a loved one, just like the families of the Wounded Warriors.
I decided to help the Wounded Warrior Project because my dad was actually in the Gulf War, so I had to spend a lot of time away from my dad. My dad went through a lot of things. He was in the Navy, so I kind of have firsthand experience with being a part of that type of family.
It's the least that I feel like anybody can do is just to come say thanks, shake the hands of the brave, courageous men and women who put their lives on the lines to defend our country and our freedom, so yeah, it's very close to home. I have a lot of friends who have served and who are currently serving in the military, and it's the least I can do.
And so I think the fact that this brings awareness, the fact that this just helps give them support, I mean, it's amazing. Everything that it's about is wonderful.
Well, they've really changed the way veteran service organizations work. We are all about the warrior to honor and empower them. And from the moment that I woke up from a 2-month-long coma and realized that my life had been changed forever, they were there at my bedside to give me the tools that I needed to succeed in life. And it's been a life-changing, life-saving organization for me, and I am more than honored to work for this organization and carry forward this mission that we have to honor and empower and carry warriors on my shoulders as well.
They really do what they can to meet the warrior where they're at, and they give them tools and to help you empower your life and actually take your life back and help you create the life you actually want.
I loved connecting with the Wounded Warriors. I mean, just hearing some of their stories is just so touching, and so that was my absolute favorite part of being here today.
Well, it's just like meeting all the Wounded Warriors. I was a Wounded Warrior, but only in the head in Vietnam, and these guys that were serving in Iraq and Afghanistan, they really upped the hand to them because they had to do multiple tours. I only did 2 tours in Vietnam.
it just really means a lot to just be able to provide these people that mean so much to our country just a little bit of just giving them a little bit of comfort, having them relax just a little bit today. And it's been nice to just be a part of it. It's not that much to just give them a piece of comfort that they really deserve.
And so to have them come and just feel good and look great, and it's so rewarding.
For me, it's meeting the Warriors and their families. It's a fun weekend for them. It's a chance for us to thank them for their service. It's something that's really important, and that's why I support the organization.
I just really want to thank Wounded Warrior Project for everything they're doing for our service members who are struggling, and it's just really nice to know that they're not alone.